Hi, I'm Darryn Lowe, partner at Bain & Company and a leader in its telecommunications practice. I'm delighted to be doing this keynote today with Dr. Mike Flaxman, product lead at OmniSci. 5G is a tremendous strategic opportunity for telecommunications providers. There is unrelenting demand for data from users, and we're on the precipice of a new wave of use cases, from augmented reality to autonomous vehicles to smart factories. Expectations for operators to deliver ubiquitous 5G networks will continue to rise. It won't be long before every handset that's sold has a 5G-capable chipset, and users expect and experience commensurate with that. That creates a challenge for operators because we need to deploy infrastructure in advance of demand to deliver an experience that will blow users away. Deploying 5G networks profitably calls for a fundamentally new set of capabilities. 3 things in particular stand above. 1, we need centimetre-level understanding of the physical environment the network's being built in. 2, we need individual understanding of the customers and households that will be using the network. And 3, we need to do all of this at national scale. At the end of the day, we're moving from a gradual densification of networks, as took place in 3G and 4G, to a laser-focused, micro-targeted deployment where we're putting the infrastructure where it's needed most. Deploying 5G calls for fundamentally new tools. The existing toolset is great at handcrafted design of an individual cell site. It's amazing at city-level marketing campaigns. But it is insufficient to deliver the precision and scale that's needed to find the pockets of 5G opportunity, win those battlegrounds, and expand from there. We need new tools. And in particular, we need tools that can create new workflows wherein the human component does not bottleneck the insights or limit profitability. 5G will be a proving ground for AI-enabled workflows. Ultimately, an operator that can make decisions in minutes and hours will be much more competitive than one that takes months and years even to fine-tune its deployment. The only way to do that is an AI-enabled workflow where the insights turn into action in a highly automated way without loss of precision or capability. Now, let me hand over to Dr. Mike Flaxman.
The first main technology trend is the advent of graphics processing units, or GPUs. These come from the video game industry, but can be used for business purposes and provide great power and performance. Unfortunately, they often require rewriting software from scratch. So what we've done is to provide a platform that does that for you and lets you start working on the business problem side immediately. The second key new technology is improved remote sensing capabilities. These come from 3 primary sources: remote sensing, such as microsatellites, GPS devices carried around in everybody's pocket, and the advent of LiDAR, or 3D point cloud technology. The combination of these 3 technologies give us unprecedented access to very granular data about the physical environment worldwide. The third component, and probably the least understood, is machine learning and data science. We think about this not only from an analytics perspective, but from a data acquisition perspective. So for example, the raw data that comes from LiDAR can give you a 3D cloud that represents a building, but often you need machine learning to recognize that that is a building and its important characteristics. So we've built a platform that starts with raw data, applies machine learning to it, gets you business valuable information, and then can do analysis on that business information. So we've built our platform in 3 layers. At the base is a SQL database rewritten from the ground up to take advantage of graphics processing units. In the middle is a rendering component that generates very quick map renders and chart renders. And at the top is a no-code web application. So combining these 3 elements, we've built a platform that allows anybody on a tablet or on a laptop to access really large geographic data and apply machine learning tools to it. So a key part of staging this technology to be effective in enterprise is to allow end users the experience of customizing tools to their own needs. We support this with no code in a web environment, and then we also support it from the data science side to allow data scientists to deliver their products directly to end users in a comfortable dashboard environment. In combination, we think of this as providing GeoML, or geographic machine learning capabilities. We want to do so in a way that supports the data science, which is quickly evolving, but also keeps the end users directly in the loop. These new data sources, combined with our new platform, enable unique new capabilities in 5G planning.
So now let me bring to life the Lowe platform in one of the most difficult use cases facing any operator globally. How do I deploy a millimeter wave fixed wireless network such that it can actually make money? This calls for precision, this calls for scale, and this calls for deep insight into the competitive and commercial reality of individual markets. It will also illustrate how Lowe can apply itself to other use cases downstream, such as how I support this network and deliver an amazing customer experience. So without further ado, let's jump into the demo.
There are millions of households in the US without access to high-speed broadband. In order for network operators to deliver high-speed broadband profitably, they must tackle at least 3 very practical business challenges. Problem 1, they must identify the areas with the greatest customer demand. Problem 2, they must find a way to economically build to these areas. Problem 3, they have to commercially activate these areas to generate a positive ROI. It's difficult to identify where there is demand for high-speed broadband. There are areas where customers have many gigabit broadband options and areas that are entirely underserved, with everything in between. Lowe helps network operators identify demand at the household level to give teams access to industry-leading insights, all at their fingertips. We start at the household level. It is vital that network operators begin thinking hyperlocally at household, rather than just operating at the market or zip code level. We can identify what broadband options each household has. This lets us understand what areas have limited options for high-speed broadband and are therefore more likely to switch to faster internet. Pair this with demographic data and statistical analyses, and we can begin to understand what combination of broadband availability and demographic characteristics drives individual household adoption of high-speed broadband. Using all of this insight, we have built a predictive model that measures expected penetration of high-speed broadband across every home in the US. The implications of this are game-changing for network operators, as marketing, network, and customer care teams are able to identify high-value households within the market. There are a multitude of broadband technologies that network operators are deploying globally, including fiber to the premise, hybrid coax fiber, and more recently, 5G fixed wireless. Particularly with 5G fixed wireless access, vertical obstructions such as trees, buildings, and elevation changes block service between sites and potential customers. Lowe employs rich 3D data to identify where there are tall vertical obstacles in the market. What makes Lowe special over current network planning tools is that it scales across thousands of square miles and thousands of sites. With the richness of this 3D data, plus the ability to simulate coverage of every site and frequency, Lowe identifies where there is coverage and where there are obstructions for each site and for each household in the market. The last piece to deliver the ROI that Lowe promises is to activate the go-to-market and start selling. One way that Lowe does this is by tailoring your retail strategy by identifying the stores with the highest value catchment of customers. Furthermore, the depth of the household level data, you can tailor direct mailing campaigns and door-to-door efforts to target the houses or streets with the largest demand. Using movement data, you can identify where your audience is throughout the day. For example, if we want to see where people are during the morning and lunch hours, this can help optimize digital geofenced or outdoor display advertising. Lowe gives decision makers and frontline employees a powerful, easy-to-use analytics platform that will revolutionize how they do their jobs. Make the change today.
AI-enabled tooling is more than just a necessary part of profitable network deployment. Once that infrastructure is in place, it gives us an opportunity to do what we've always dreamed of, and that is delivering a customer experience that is unblemished. We can find those opportunities where the network experience may be degrading and address those before the customer even notices. That does more than just take cost out of the call center. It ensures that the customer has nothing but an amazing and consistent experience. That's only possible with an AI-enabled tool flow that can understand the minute-to-minute behavior of the network and get ahead of the customer's experience. So much has been done about customer experience, but the common theme across all of it is that it's reactive. It waits for the customer to complain. What AI-enabled tooling lets us do is get ahead of that. We can address the problem, we can improve the experience before the customer is concerned. The challenge in delivering this preemptive opportunity is the same as before: precision at scale. The Lumi platform allows us to handle the billions of data points that comes from a minute-to-minute understanding of the user experience and use those to find the insights and actions that we need to take that keep the most valuable customers having the most amazing experience. This is more than just science fiction. Recent experiences with a leading South American operator have shown how this capability can reduce call center and field costs by an amount exceeding 20%. In conclusion, the bottom line is simple. 5G technology exists and leading operators will get ahead of demand and indeed even create it. So rather than sit on the sidelines, the next step is very simple. Pick a use case and make it happen. I'd like to thank Dr. Flaxman for helping me with the talk today, and I hope everyone enjoyed it.